Hello again guys, it's Flaky in 1997. I'm back with working with Mekanism on episode 19 now. I think we're on the second part of making our reactor. Well, what have I done in between last episode and now? Not done a lot really. I've made a chemical infuser, so I've got the deuterium and the tritium to go in there, and that makes into a chemical infuser, and it makes the DT fuel, which is one of the fuels, well, one of the things we do need for reactor. I'll show you as we go through. But the two main fuels has to be the deuterium and the tritium, because they will be the main ones to actually power or fuel our reactor. And I'm going to try and build the reactor here. That's been planned. I've got some lasers to put up, so that's the next thing now is the lasers to do. I'm trying to do it as oh, I've got a bit extra bit of cable there. Trying to make it so it's all compact a little bit. So yes, left you last with this. I've added another solar panel, and I've also going around here put in an elite cube of energy. Obviously the solar panels and the main power from over here is going into that cube. I've also, between our turn off me hover, I've put in here, because these only take up the speed upgrade, so I've put in, this one's only got 4, and there's another one over there got 4, the rest of them have got 6, so these should produce the tritium a bit faster. And I've put some speed and energy upgrades in the thing, so hopefully, I know these are draining here, hopefully this should keep up with trying to produce this bit. That's now finished, and that should be now full, so hopefully this should be he says got no power. Why have they got no power? No power. Let's just sort this out. That's an output. That's right. Here we go. Right, it's only me because I'm going to set this up. Try and do it so that it's a minimum thing. So that's an output and that's an output. So there's the output to the pumps. And down there. Right. Okay. Now I am debating whether to... yeah, I should be able to put my reactor down here. Could put it so the lasers are this way or whatever. I might put my reactor into here, see if it fits in this little alcove here. Might have to put it into the ground, I think, a little bit. So that is the next thing. First thing first, we've build the lasers. Lasers. Right, okay. Got a few recipes in here and everything else, so we'll do the lasers first. I'll take the cable. Got some more cable in here, so we will need a fair bit of cable. Bit more power as well. Right, so the lasers. This is the recipe for the lasers. I'm going to make 8 at the minute. You'll see why I'm making 8. Also with the lasers, because they aren't quite powerful enough, you need to have what we call a laser amplifier. So there's a laser. Yep, and the laser amplifier, and this is the laser amplifier. I'm going to build 3 of these, hence the reason I've got 2 basic cubes there, because that's me 3 laser amplifiers, and they're going to store and also amplify my lasers, basically is what they do. So if I do the lasers first, put all this in my inventory, right, and build the lasers. So I can put that there, that there, right, that across there. This is just going to be a bit of a noise because I don't stack these, so I'm just going to build me 8 lasers. Should be 8, he says. This is where I've found out I've built more, or built more stuff than I should do, or needed to. So that's that. Nope, looking good. There's me 6, 7. And 8 lasers. let's go and grab some. What should I have? Let's just use a block of that for the minute. That'll just help set up the lasers. And then I've got my obviously the laser amplifiers. Let's just put that there again. Out of that. 2, 3. Right. Okay. Let's have a little bit of a play. Now, you can, looking at somebody else on YouTube and through people on here, they say the more lasers you have, the better it is. Yeah, but obviously you've got to think about power. That's the thing, it's the power. Okay, so I want a gap. That can go there. Now, if you see here, this red spot, that's where the amplified laser is going to be, and I'm sure I can rotate that around. Yep, so now I've got it facing that way, which is what I want. Now these lasers will kill you when they're in power. So I'm just going to try and set this up. In fact, I'm going to use my blocks like this. So the laser wants to be a gap between. Turn that off. So that's going to be that one there, that one there, one there. In fact, no. If what I want to do is, if I put that and then a laser on top, put that there, and then that wants to go, so I can actually move this down here a bit, I think. So if I make, how much do I need for my reactor? Oh, this is good going, guys. So just do apologise. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. This is the base of the reactor, so I'm trying to fit it so it's all in one space. So that wants to be there. So that where that torch is, I may have to have a look eventually. Make sure I've got no creepy crawlies and things. Let's put a torch there for now. Right, so that wants to be, I think I have to put it up at 1 level. Right, okay. So they have to be up 1 level. Okay. Boink, boink. So if I make that there, that one there, it's all about putting it in the right place. I'm going to get this all sorted, so I'm trying to make it so it's all in this grid, and then underneath try and do the next stage of what we want to do. So that's got 1, 2, 3. Might try and make it a bit symmetrical. 1, 2, 3, and then do that one. Is that? So then we've got those two there, those two there, and those two there. Right then. So let's just that one bit there. Oops, wrong place. Right, so I've got 2 sets of. There we go. Let's go to sleep, so it's daytime. Make sure everything's all running. It's all exciting. This is the first time I've ever actually built one of these. I've never touched the reactor. I don't know where what it's going to be like. So I've seen a few people on YouTube that have just literally just done the reactor and seen what they've done a little bit. Yeah, it's. But they've gone into creative and things like that. So I'm trying to do this so that we can that people can see that you can do this in normal Minecraft. So there's that one there, that one there, one there. So these will face you as you put them down the deck. That one there. Alright, what I need to do is, while I'm up here, put that one there, that one there. Let's see if I can face it. Oh, it's going to rotate. I'm hoping that's rotating down. Oh, wrong way around. Might be the best bet would be to do that. Take away that. See if this works. Should do, hopefully, he says. Yes. That's probably the better way to do. Right. Right. There's one the same. There we go. Okay. Do that for a minute. Alright. Hopefully that should be fine. I'm going to adjust the reactor as and when. Should be able to put power and power taps and things like that. Okay. Right. Put it here, so I should be able to feed both of these two pipes into here. Right, so hopefully this should be my little laser. If we click onto the amplifier, we can set a signal. So I want it to be a high redstone signal. So, and then I can put on the back of here the redstone signal, redstone torch. Switch even. Right. What I do need to do now is connect up all the powers. That's for these ones down here. I think there's a what they call a GUI for the laser itself. It's just the amplifier, I think. If you click on the laser, yeah. So the laser doesn't have any GUI at all. It is just a on and off. It's just the amplifier itself, and this is what we need looking at: storage. Yep, you can put a minimum storage so that it will only fire when that minimum storage is being met. Okay, let's get to the top laser. Start. On. Now these do require a lot of power. trying to use as minimum amount of lasers as possible. What I might do is tap into this power source here, universal cable, so that's enough. Right, enough cables here. So if I just try and tap into this cable here, hopefully you should see the lasers coming up. So there we have it. Now the lasers are all powered up. That is the lasers working. Don't jump into the laser or land into the laser, it will harm you. Believe you me, I am not going to just... Okay, so if we look into this grid here, this is slowly going up. That's 24 megajoules. We need it to start the reactor, we need it about halfway. So I've got this set up. I'm going to get rid of all these blocks now. Too high. Then we'll go into having a look at the reactor itself. Don't know what the power's going to be like, so it's going to be pretty awesome for the power. In fact, I'll leave that there so I know where I'm building. It's quite noisy in it. Now there's no upgrades for any of this. I'll just quickly show you what this is. So as you can see, and it will destroy. Yep, it will destroy things. So it is a reasonable powerful setup. So I suggest you set it up like I've just done, in the fact you put everything in position first and then set up, add the power, because otherwise, like you say, you're going to end up blowing blocks up, killing yourself or whatever. Okay, now you can add more and more. Some of these guys have got, because they're in creative, they've got absolutely tons and tons of the lasers going in, and yeah, just so they can speed up the process for their thing. So I'm going to leave it going, and then like I say, we're going to build up the reactor, and then we'll see how we are. May have to come off until see when the power comes up. So it's now reactor. I've got a few bits here, what we need to build. So one of the things we need to build, we've got to build a reactor controller. We need to build obviously reactor frames, which is what this recipe is. Obviously these bits here for the reactor controller. If I go to the recipe mode, so yes, so that needs reactor frames. It's a pane glass there. We also need obviously the reactor frames. So we need to build steel casings. Yep, there's me just been making a mistake. I'm trying to work out things differently, and that should be actually. I need to let's just get a few more of them, just for the moment. So I need to build the steel casings. That's the reason why I built loads of that. Right. So I need to build 22 steel casings. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fact, wrong. I need to build 88 steel casings. Right, so let's build these steel casings. Boom. So that's that many. How much more steel? So I made it's taking loads of steel. I absolutely need loads more steel. So if I just do that, how much more steel do I need? It's quite a fair bit. Right. I have got some in process, so I thought I might need some more. I'm going dwindling down on my stuff. Oops, don't want 2 of them, do I? Right, guys. Let's just put that into there because I will need a fair bit of steel casing. plenty of coal. Tell you what, this is. I've enjoyed doing this. So there's a lot more to. That's a recipe. It's just absolutely. Right, let's try and see if I can get. Okay. More steel casings. How much more do I need? If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 7. So that needs 3. So I need 22. Plus 3, so it's 20. Right guys, when I've got the right amount of steel casing, I'm going to come back, because otherwise you're going to see me just trying to build all this and waiting for all the things. Right guys, so I'm going to say cheerio for now, and I will be back ready to build all the reactor stuff. Hopefully also my reactor, the laser should be a bit more power. Hello guys, welcome back. I've now made the right amount of, so this is heavy going with the steel. Obviously I've not got to make all these steel casings, 88 steel casings in total. Just take these recipe now. You'll see why and this is the bare minimum for making the reactor, so you'll be surprised. So making that does that there, and we've got our 84. So okay, if I collect all these other bits with us, and we'll see what they're used for. Right, okay, so we need the reactor controller. So one reactor controller, there it is. Okay, we also need some reactor ports. Now I'm making 2 sets of these, because you'll see why in a minute. Don't need a reactor logic, that's just so you can use redstone or monitor your reactor from redstone, so you can give a redstone signal if it's being used or not used. Obviously if it's producing enough power or not enough power or whatever. I'm not really delving into much of that yet, but that can be used to basically monitor for reactor use. Right, some reactor glass. We will need some reactor glass, and I'm going to make 3 lots of the glass. You'll see why. And then from that we need to make the focus ring. It makes 2 of them, but we only need to have 1, but it makes 2. Winner. Right, okay. So this is the reactor. Right. What I've done here is I've had to really start catching up power and things like that, just because, as you can hear, they're nicely buzzing away. So what I've done on here is I've set it up to the minimum of 1000 gigajoules. Yeah, so once that gets to say 1 gigajoule, that will then kick out its energy, and it'll obviously be connected into here. This so far has made 2400 megajoules, so it's a lot of power. Yeah, it's takes up a lot, but we should be there, we should be alright. Okay, so in the process then we'll make the reactor. So what I think of doing, I think I might have to, is make it 1 level down. I think that's the only way. There we go. Okay. And the idea of this is to make the same shape all the way around. So 5 there, 5 there, those 2, those two, and that one. Okay, so that this will be a multi-block. Oh, let's go to bed, otherwise I'm going to get shot at and everything. Turn that off, don't need that on now. It's not doing too bad with my power, it's just things are trying to keep up with it. Dum-de-dum. Let's sleep. This is going to be another reasonably long episode. I may have to end up going to a third episode for the reactor completely. But we shall see. It's taken a bit of time to do stuff. Right. So the next one layer is 3 there, 3 there, 3 there, 3 there. Right. Yep. I could have actually put it up the right level, I think. I might build another one of these, I don't know. Let's have a look. Right, okay. The next one of these is a square all the way around. 2, 3, 2, 3. I might have to lower this down even one more. I think 1, 2, 3. Yep. Then we have, right, just trying to think now. This one's then 1, 2, 3. And then a 1, 2, 3. Then a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I think that's that one there. Right. Oh, yeah. So I've got to get rid of these. I'll get rid of these. It's not a problem. Should better just get rid of that one there. That one there. So then, right, so what I'm going to do is, where that one is, now I'm not quite sure if I can make this the focus ring, to put one of them there, that one there, because he's put it in that centre one, that bloke, one of the blokes, so I'll put that there. Also going to make this one. I didn't have to make as many as I did. This one I'm going to put as reactor glass so we can see what's happening inside. I'm also going to put so that one, that one, and that one. Change them into 1, 2, 3. And I'm sure we can make leave that one there. Oops, that one there. 2, 3. 5. Do that one. The controller. hopefully it should. And it hasn't. You'll know if you've built it right because you'll get the sparks of it all. Oh. Because I should have put one there. Don't think I need that one there. Let's see if I've built it right. No. We shall see. Let's move this around. That might have to go there. I think. Let's just take these ones away. I'm sure I can put a reactor controller. No, that looks at it then. The reactor controller's got to go on top. So. No! Right, guys. I might have to move this from here. Right, guys. I'll reset this back up. Back again. Right, see you guys in a bit. Bye bye for now. Hello guys, I am back. Wow, that took absolute age. That did. In that process, I've actually made a few more of me the lasers. I've put some at the bottom of these two and one either side of this one. I've now just got it over just half on here. Right, I've made my reactor. It's obviously sat. This is the base, and obviously that's the top. So that's in the centre. The laser focus it's got to be in the centre, I think, of one of your faces. So that's now facing that. So that should be. This is just to ignite. The laser ignites the fuel inside here, which will be put inside there. Now your reactor ports. These ones say that they can do both your. Capable of managing both the gases and the energy transfer for the fusion reactor. Okay, so I've put one here and I can put one there. This isn't complete yet, so I'll show you in a minute. So I'm going to pump my two gases, one in that one and one in that one. I've built myself an energy cube while I was waiting for the energy storage. This is the ultimate, this is the maximum you can get for the energy cubes. Yeah, the ultimate one. So there's quite a lot of power into there, so it should feed a lot of power into here. And what I've done is I've now disconnected because it was draining a lot of my power for these lasers. They do need a lot of power, so hopefully this should get a lot of power from the reactor and so it should slowly charge back themselves back up again. I'm going to put that back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that one the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did change it in the end, so it was just pumping up into there, so that's got everything. That's quite good. Right, and if we fly to the top, so this is the top of reactor, and in here we've got the reactor controller. Has to be, well, it looks like it's got to be on the top. And there we've got the little bit of glass inside, so yeah. Right, so I'm going to put my last piece in, and we should get the red sparks. So that's now a complete reactor. So what I'm going to do is put that into there. At the moment, that's obviously 0. I'm going to configure this. Items, fluids, gases, energy. So that wants to be a pump out, and that one's be in. So we're definitely out of there and into there. The top's been put in as an input. I've got an output this side and an output underneath, and I might end up putting an output this side. I think I'll put this one into here just to help with powering these lot and things. So before we go and start up the reactor. There's a few other bits. Just going to go to sleep first. I say this took a hell of a long time. I've done a few other bits in the process. Oop. I've also made turn a few other little bits, and I'll show you when I'm up here. Oh, go to sleep. Oh. So yeah, the lasers do take, and the more you have, obviously the more power you need. I've created some more windmills just to help with the power generation. And I've also created, so because this was virtually drained, and that's now full again. All these ones are drained, so they're, you know, connecting each other up together. I think you'll find I've got a connection down here again. So I just want to get rid of this one. Let's get rid of these connections because I don't think I need that there anymore. It's already connected underneath anyway. Just wanted to make sure. Right, but it was draining these more than anything else. These ones here, but it looks like they're all powering them back up again. Okay, right. What we'll do first is I will now pump in my two fluids. So that's that one there. 2, 3, and that one there. So they are now both going into the reactor. If we come on top to the reactor, obviously now it was black, now the reactor controller is now showing. We've got to put something in there. I'm going to show you what we need to build. It involves the gold dust. We've got the heat. Obviously it tells you the heat, the plasma heat, the casing heat. This is what energy output, so it's its own storage for the reactor. And if we start pumping in water and creating steam, which is one of the things I'm going to be doing next on my next episode, so it produces what water's going in and steam. So I will be changing and we'll be creating a water reactor and steam and a turbine, the next thing. Anyway, but for the moment we're just producing electricity from this reactor. This shows us what fuel we have. So we've got obviously our deuterium and your tritanium. So and we've got DT fuel. This will make the little bit of DT fuel a fuel rate. Now you can pump the DT fuel from here into the reactor. That makes more energy for the reactor. Obviously you've got to make sure that you can produce enough of these two fuels to be able to do that. And then this is statistics. So for start at the moment we are doing an air-cooled one. So your minimum injection rate, which you put here, injection rate is minimum is 2. At the moment it's showing 0, but we put in a number into there, you can change it to 2. And then it tells you what temperatures things are, so it's a little bit of a summary page. If we can go to a water-cooled one, obviously our minimum one will be 4. And obviously these will change depending on what we've got. So at the moment we've got joules, it's RF, I like to produce. Okay, so we've got that. We need to put something now into the main page here. And this is called the holocron. So if we go down here, how do we make that? Basically it's in one of these here. It's in the thingy infuser. You need 4 gold infused with carbon, and it produces the holorem or holorame. What do we do with that? Well, basically, what we need to do is we go around to our chemical infuser, put that into there, and basically want to fill it up with some of the DT fuel. This is now going to help us with, so I put that into there, and now this is the first time I've started this. So we've got both of our fuels in here and everything, so we've got over half, which is now gone to RF, so we're over half of RF. So flip that. So hopefully this is now it says, and it has started. See? Oh, sorry, yes it has started. Whew. Here we go, so it's starting, filling up its own source. So we've now got a bit of power going out. So if I change the injection rate is 2, that should now start, yeah, so our temperature is doing well. Look at that, eh? Now the reactor is now powering, so it's filling that up, it's filling itself up. Oop. It's filling up quite a good fair rate, and that's the reactor. So hopefully in here there is supposed to be something that's supposed to form inside here while the reactor's reacting. Doesn't look like anything. A bit similar to the energy cubes, but now I'm powering these up because I want to make sure that these can they've got a lot more power from the reactor. It's looking good, looking good. Yeah, that's the reactor up and running, guys. These look like not doing too bad with the keep up to speed with that. How's this doing? Doing quite well. As you see, it's used the holochrome, so it's used that to start it. So I can increase the injection rate if I wanted to. So if I want to put it to 3, okay, 4, okay. It will start to use a little bit more fuel. That seems to be it's not powering, so it tells me that it's not got enough. I didn't provide it with the reactor. Okay. Because that's cooling down a bit. So I didn't get quite. It's a bit. Wasn't quite long enough for the reaction rate. Okay, guys, so just probably going to burn off this energy it's got in here. We've got the cube. Still charging up. Okay guys, that's getting quite a long thing, so I will try and get this energy cube, energy reactor started again. Hopefully next time, unless it's that's dropping in temperature. Says it's producing. Maybe it is, it's just that it's not got any temperature. Mexico Andrew is mega Kelvin, so okay. I will leave it at that, see if I'm getting anything more. It seems this is filling up still, so powered, otherwise it wouldn't be going. Right guys, I'm going to go because this is quite a long episode now. But to me, that seems like the reactor is running. It's not producing much heat, he says. It's in Kelvin. It's producing 1.3 RF critics, probably dropping down. Leave it and see where we are on the next episode. Right guys, I'm going to say bye bye for now. Hopefully we can I'll see if the reactor has worked or not. If not, I'm just powering up the lasers again. Start it the next time. Alright guys, bye for now. Bye bye.